Hey, first I would say it's just heart crushing loss for Alex Collins to be gone. He was a beautiful kid and a wonderful competitor and all that, but really it's the person that we'll miss the most. He had a great spirit about him, and he was fun as heck, and it's just so unfortunate for his family and for all of us and to have lost him. So I wish there was something we can do. We can't do anything, but it's a heartbreaker. Okay.
How has the last 12 to 18 hours been for those of you who were here?
Yeah, we've all been just talking about it, and just kind of sharing the suddenness of the impact of a loss like that, and all that. So we're just kind of helping each other out. We're doing all right.
Is there a positive memory for him that just maybe makes you smile, but makes you remember the person who was
Well,
Alex?
the craziest thing that he would when he got really excited, he'd start doing his dance, and he had whatever that dance was. I don't know if it was the Irish jig or clogging or what. I don't know what it was, but it was a big deal to him, and he lit everybody up whenever he broke into it. So that's kind of one of the fun things that we remember about him.
Do you think it stuns your players that they're 20 years old, they probably feel a little invincible, that you can't touch them?
Yeah, it's not just our players. I think everybody feels invincible in their 20s, and so it's a shock, and it's something that a lot of the players and the coaches know. We don't experience sudden losses like that, and so often for the young guys, it's their first time that they've had to see that. Not for all of them. There's been a lot of hardships in everybody's lives too, but it's just a shock to reality. Is really what hits.
Jordan Brooks returned today.
Yeah, Jordan got out to walk through today, and which is a really big step. And now he's back in there, so he can practice now. When the time is right, we'll get him out there. We're not going to rush it at all. But we wanted to get him back because he's capable of doing the walk-through tempo stuff, and that's 40 minutes of work, running the defense and all that. So it's a real boost to him to get his learning up and the communications and all that kind of stuff, and just for us to see him back out there and get accustomed to him being to start his return. It's going to be a while still, but that's a great sign, and he's going to make it back. He's going to be okay.
Was his return unique because for him, because we asked him a little bit about timelines. I didn't pay attention to the timeline. He was just focused on his healing.
Yeah, and he's not a regular routine guy. He goes over and above. He pushes harder than most. He demands tremendous amount out of himself, and it shows in his ability to get back this soon. And he looks great running. I mean, he doesn't look like there's anything wrong at all in his workouts, and all that. We're just trying to establish a workload and callousing him up to for the work that he's called on, because once he steps out there and he's going, then it's on. And so we have to make sure that he's ready to handle that and sustain that. It's not just getting back; it's staying back and building up from there. So he's a tremendous guy to work with because he's so hard in pushing himself and tough on himself.
Jordan also shared that he did some of the rehab with Jamal, and he feels like Jamal is close or he's in good shape. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I've watched their dual workouts every day, since they've been back, and they've been pushing each other, which has been a great impetus for both of them. Jamal looks like he's on his way back too. Again, we've got to get him not just where they can kind of get back out there, but they got to be able to stay out there. So that's why we're taking the time and making sure that hopefully we can guarantee that when they return, they stay returned.
You said a long time for Jordan. Regular season opener, realistic.
Well, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, that's what time we're talking. 1, 2, 3 weeks from now. Yeah, maybe.
Jamal Adams, is that a realistic possibility?
He's not quite as far along.
Does Jordan play both middle and weak side, or how do you kind of?
Yeah. Have to wait and find out.
For Jordan to be able to pass a physical 7 months from the surgery he had, are you surprised that it was this quick that you were able to do that and you get back the way he has?
Well, early, in the summertime, we'd seen him work. He had sent us some of his workouts and all, and you could see him going. So we kind of got our hopes up that he was on a really good pace to make it back. But we're not there yet. We still got to make sure we can guarantee that he's going to be able to stay out. So, But it's a fantastic return. As good as he looks, you would never know that there's something wrong with him. You could not see it when you watch him run and change directions and break on the ball and all that kind of stuff.
Have Riq Young back out there doing stuff?
Sure. Yeah, we've missed him. It seems like it's been a month, but I know it's probably been about 10 days or something. But he's a good, hard-working kid, and he pushed himself to get back out. We're going to take this one day at a time with him and make sure that he can stay out.
Cody Thompson looks like he's back too.
Cody is first day back, so we'll see what happens. Very optimistic, about his return. Also, he came in as Riq did in such great shape that they can bounce back really quickly. So we'll see if what they have different injuries, but see if they'll tolerate it. We'll have to wait and see.
Is there any more of a Kenneth Walker? Any more of a timeline than he is?
Kenny's back in walkthrough now. He did the walkthroughs today too. He looked great. He looked like he was flying. So he's going to make it back. There's no doubt. He looks like he's healed. But he too needs more work to make sure that we can guarantee that he can stay. But he looked great today running around.
And how about Kenny McIntosh?
Kenny's on a good arc right now. As soon as he saw Ken out there, he wanted to get back out and walk through. Also, he was clamoring for it today. I made an appeal to the trainers today, and so we'll see what happens the next couple of days. But he's making good progress. But Kenny Walker's gonna be back. There's no doubt.
And Witherspoon, where is he right now?
Spoon's he's in his own spot right now. He's running straight ahead and getting there. He's getting there. So it's going to be a bit still.
How important are special teams in your
Strings and ankles. I'm sorry.
special teams in a preseason game comes up? A lot of guys are battling for a spot. Maybe they play a lot of special teams in the last couple of years in college. How much are you guys looking at that and evaluating that?
No, that's classically what we're doing. We're looking for a spark. We're looking for a place for a guy to fit in, where he can compete and knock somebody else who maybe have a couple more years on him, because the value to special teams. So it's really important that they maximize those reps. We make a huge deal about it and really sell that hard to them. They're not missing that point. They just got to get their chances and hope they can do something. It was really interesting to see our guys just rise to the level of it. Across the board, the young guys did a really good job, and it was cool to see them work so hard. So they realize the importance. They can see it.
You got anything more on Cam Young?
He's running. He's not quite there yet. He's getting back. He'll make it. He'll probably make it in the next week or so.
About Mike Morris?
Mike's got a shoulder he's got old injury in his shoulder. We're just making sure he had a little bit of a stinger, and we don't want to keep that in a reoccurring kind of mode here. So we're going to slow it down for a couple of days and see how he goes. I don't know what will happen for the weekend at this point.
Speaking of shoulders, how's Carroll Taylor coming along?
Making really good progress. He's doing a lot of stuff now. So he's. It sounds like everybody we're talking about is kind of in the same mode. They're all working really hard, and it's positive. I can't give you a prediction on that one at all yet, though. Again, we want to really the shoulders we want to protect because we don't want them to be chronic, when they keep coming back. He made a big play today. Knocked down a slant in a crucial period we were doing today. It was great to see him make something happen. He's moving well. He's running really fast. It's going to take him some time, though, to really get the confidence. And what he talks about is he says it feels like his feet aren't going where they want him to go. So he's still rusty right now. But working against DK is going to get you ready.
When it comes to Drew, the way he's approaching his role this year, does it almost, I know they're different people, does it almost remind you of the way Gino approached when he was in that role behind Russell?
Interesting you should say that. I met with Gino yesterday, and we were talking about how camp's going and all that kind of stuff, and I credited him with the role that he played and also kind of presenting how you could approach it in a way that it seems like Drew is doing the same thing. There's a mentality about it that you have to convince yourself that you're preparing to play, and so it's something that we're working on. He has adopted the mentality. Now we got to see if we can sustain it. What Gino did is he sustained it for years, and unusual focus ability for him that he demonstrated. It doesn't surprise us now, but to see it was very meaningful, and to have that kind of teaching in front of you and the example that Drew has, it's really helping Drew's mentality.
The one-on-one reps we saw at the very end between Boykin and Henry, what was that all about?
Well, today was competition Wednesday for us, and in case the day comes down to a dead tie, that will be the tiebreaker right there. That's it's as you could tell, it was highly contested, And so that's all coming down to it'll be brought up to the commissioner's desk, and we'll find out. As a matter of fact, there was a penalty that was thrown today. We got a phone call out of nowhere from New York that they wiped the defensive penalty off the board, so they picked up the flag. So I may have to go to a higher court to get the ruling on what happened there.
Allers had kind of the fun TD, obviously, the other night. What have you just in general thought about him and kind of his progress?
To me, he's a quarterback. You know, I mean, and I say that because he's got a real mentality for it. He's comfortable with the challenge of the job, even on this level. I mean, he's thrown hundreds of touchdown passes. I think he threw 62 touchdown passes his senior year in high school. 62. How many games did they play? So you can just tell he's been there and done it, and he's got a good tough mentality about him. You saw him run the football a little bit, and so I'm not surprised that he's 4 for 4 with a touchdown pass to kind of put the game away. So I'm really excited about what he's doing.
No offense, playing in a contract year. Sometimes that can kind of bring guys' demeanor a little different.
Are you talking about me? I don't think I'm in a contract here.
No offense.
Oh,
I'm sorry, the accent. No offense.
I thought you said no offense. No, that's
no offense. What have you seen from him so far? What do you need to see from him in general?
He's really happy to be back out. You know, it took him a couple extra days to get out here. He's doing everything. You know, he's really competing hard, and he's a good football player. We're fired up to get him back out. He's doing everything. Just that we're watching it. You know, we're making sure that we don't aggravate his elbow any sooner than we have to. I know he wants to play this weekend. We'll see what happens.
Talked earlier in camp about the 2 tackles, kind of year 1 to year 2 jump. Whether it's for a quarterback or your offensive coordinator, maybe for yourself, just the comfort of coming into a season knowing who those guys are, that you're solid at that position. What's that?
Yeah, I kind of like to look at this year as my sophomore year too. You know, it's just kind of I finally got my feet wet, and now I'm just kind of getting back, seeing the game a little bit better, slowing it down, and all that kind of stuff.
No, but just having those
Oh, you mean I'm not on the right track?
No.
Oh, okay.
Going into camp last year, it's like, okay, we're competing at tackle. We don't know who the guys are. Just being that solid at that position, what does that do for everyone's confidence?
Yeah, it starts with their own confidence, with the way that they've returned. And again, I don't know if you guys have talked to them much, but I'm sure they'll let you know that it feels so much different to them, what they can see and what they anticipate and all of that. That adds to everybody's confidence. I mean, just think the quarterbacks going out there aren't thinking, I got a guy that's never played before on both sides. They're not thinking that anymore. They're thinking, I got a really solid competitor out there that knows his job and knows how to be a pro and all. So it's entirely different, and it affects the whole club to have guys like that.
What's with Riq Woolen thing? I remember last year, he was leading the interceptions. We asked him how he fell so far on the track. He said kind of rough around the edges, just choose most. Where do you think he is now compared to then?
He's still a little rough around the edges. Yeah. He's got so much to progress and to make up as he goes at this. He's such a talented athlete. It's more than that though. It's not that he's tall and fast. No, his days as a receiver, and I think I've told you guys this before. His days as a receiver haven't left him. He understands routes and he can feel the routes when they're happening. Like I'm sure on the slant today that he got in front and made a beautiful play on. He felt that, and the difference between feeling routes as they're happening and reacting to the route after it's been run is night and day. And it's like Sherm had that same mentality, and it's kind of the same history and upbringing and all, and it shows. And so it quickens their reaction time, and so you quicken his reaction time with 6'4", and all of the speed that he has. It gives him the potential to be a fantastic player. So the challenge for Riq is to get down to the every single snap mentality. Every snap is all in itself. It's only play. It's the only play he's got. And that mentality for a corner, it takes time to develop that kind of concentration. It's really, really heady stuff. But we're working at it. That's why I say he's still rough, because he's not there yet. But he's working at it, and he understands that he's trying to get somewhere that's a level up from where he is right now. So. I love his attitude about it, because he's always asking questions, always wants to know stuff, always wants to get better, and critiques everything really the way you should. So it's a really fun thing to watch.
More of an update on Cade Johnson.
No, I just know that he's doing much better. Yeah, he's feeling much better. He's been riding the bike and stuff like that, and he's getting back to activity and all.
What did you see from Tactical Carroll in camp in preseason?
Patrick did a nice job. He's done a really good job in camp. He's been really consistent. I don't know what it is, but he's got a feel for it, and he didn't always play inside backer, so he's been some other spots growing up. So his Montana days served him well because he's a really good football player. He had two legitimate, really good tackles and form hits, good reads and all that. He's had interceptions on the field out here in high tempo drills. So he's done a nice job.
What special teams can Bobo play?
What can't Bobo do?
Yes. Is that a factor for him, or is he at different pace because of his size and skill?
No, yeah, he's looking for his spots in special teams for sure. He's competing on all of them. I mean, he's not going to be on the field goal block team. I say that, but you never know. He's really an exciting football player, and we don't know yet. We played one game, so we need more stuff.
Where's Landers in that regard, special teams? Possibly.
He's working at it too, and it's just a really important part for him. The guys in the backup receiver role, their value doubles in their ability to do teams. Riq was a great example of that last year. He did a fantastic job on teams for us.
Levi Bell seems to be a really high motor. What have you seen from him all around, and what does he need to do to cement himself in this team?
Well, he's got to find himself something on special teams. He's got to find some spots, and he's competing at it. I was hollering at him today. He's got to get on the punt team, and he's not on the first punt team yet. But he's done some pretty good things so far.
With Tyreek Smith now a couple weeks into practice camp for the first time, what have you seen on him?
He's a really good competitor. He battles every day, battles every play. He's really consistent about it. Tries really hard, fights hard. Has made his way to rushing the passer pretty well. He's a guy that needs to find a spot where he can contribute and play on special teams. He's working on the punt team. He's working on the punt block team and stuff like that. So, but he's battling. It's a very competitive spot right now in this club, and so he's right in there.
Last question, how's John Radford?
He's got an elbow that's bothering him. He says he's playing this weekend. He'll practice tomorrow. We'll see.
Thank
Okay.
you.